VFL.com.au. This is VFL Live.
A very good morning and welcome to Wilson Storage Trevor Barker Beach Oval for the Round 8 Love the Game clash between the Southern Saints and Darebin Falcons. Southern Saints this season 5 wins and only the 1 loss, and Darebin exactly the reverse. They brought up their first win of the season last weekend up against Williamstown, sending Williamstown to the bottom of the Swiss Wellness VFL Women's Ladder. And looking forward to this clash being broadcast today on VFL.com.au, live via the VFL app. And you can also hear us loud and clear if you're travelling around, if you've got to hop in the car, and obviously don't be watching it while you're driving around in the car today. Tune into SEN2, which is also available via the link in the VFL app, or download the SEN app to listen in today. Joining us in commentary, not far away from the first ball up, Andrew Holmes and David Hampton. A very good morning, nearly afternoon to you, gents.
Good afternoon, and I'm going to go with good afternoon because I think we're right on right on midday, I reckon.
We're nearly there.
Very much looking forward to this game. Just a 1 loss so far for the Southern Saints under the guidance chair of Peter Searle, and of course that loss was in round 2 to NT Thunder. So looking forward to what they can do this afternoon.
Thanks, David. Thanks, Anthony. Great to be here again at Wilson Storage Trevor Barker Oval. Magnificent ground to call footy from, and that's the opening siren to get us underway.
And up they go in the ruck. Doing the ruck work there was Kelly for the Southern Saints. Got the hit out. They'll get the first clearance. They work it towards the boundary side. Little kick off the ground. Leading back there in the race of the ball is Hicks from Darebin. Gets a little kick forward. Intercepted there. Going through was O'Neill. Gets it out for the Saints. They can go forward here with their first meaningful entry inside 50. They get it now, just coming to that inside 50. Greiser tries to pick up the ball, taken down the tackle. Could be in the back, that one, against Van Lawson, but the umpires will ball it up. Now, I have seen the Saints a couple of times, been pretty good in the last 2 times I've seen them, both good wins.
Just for our watchers at home, the breeze heading to the right of screen, and a very swirly breeze during this first quarter as well.
So the clearance from the defensive 50 came from Lawson to Van. Ball at ground level. Here's a chance here for the Saints. Voigt got the handball away to a teammate there in Keeney. Goes inside attacking 50 again for the Southern Saints. Wrapped up in a beautiful tackle. The tackler was Alison Brown. No free kick, the umpire said, so play on is the call. Now it just goes outside the defensive 50 for Darebin, but the Saints are going to come straight back in again. It goes close to the goal line, close to the boundary line. In fact, it's over. The umpire will blow his whistle and throw it in adjacent to the point post at the Sortner end of Trevor Barker Beach Oval here. And we're inside our first 2 minutes of this VFL Swiss Wellness VFLW clash, and scores are level. Neither side has troubled the scorer.
I'll get to you shortly on that with the last touch rule. We'll get back to that shortly. Ball thrown back into play. Voigt tries to get breakthrough for the Saints. There's a chance. They're going forward. They've got it almost at the top of the goal square. Phillips is there as well. Couldn't pick it up. Darebin have got plenty of numbers around the ball, and I think the umpire will eventually come in and ball it up. Yeah, last touch.
Yeah, not inside the arc, so changes to the rule that just between the arcs in the middle of the ground.
There you go. So last touch goes to the opposition. Oh, great tackle there, put on. Hicks tried to get clear. Here's a chance for the Saints. Brown taken down the tackle, must be holding the ball. Is going to be a free kick to Darebin, and that'll go to Zaghetti.
So Zaghetti's going to switch play across to the road side here of Trevor Barker Oval, looking for a teammate out there in Eastman. Couldn't take the mark. Brought the ball to ground. There for the Saints was Phillips. She couldn't take clean possession either. Ball outside a defensive 50 here for Darebin. The Saints are going to come back inside again, you feel. Ball trickles towards the boundary line. Leading it out there for the Falcons was Lauren Arnell. She didn't get it the first time, got it on the second time, got a quick boot away. No one can take the mark at half back here for either side. But now going to come straight back inside again. Again, trickles towards the boundary line on the other side of the ground, the outer side of the ground. Quick snap around the body. It's going to bounce out of play again. And here comes that rule that inside the arcs, there is no last touch rule, so the boundary umpire will do exactly what he done only a couple of minutes ago and throw it in at the Sortner end here of Trevor Barker Beach Oval. 3.5 played first term, no score.
So Saints have had it locked inside their 50. They'd love to get a score out of it if they could. Hammond did well for Darebin. Tried to get the ball out of there. Kai's coming through for the Saints. Couldn't pick it up cleanly. There's plenty of numbers around this football at the moment. Just knocked out into the open. Players from both sides putting their head over it. Alison Brown did well. So too did McNeese for Darebin. Little kick gets towards centre wing. Range is starting to fall here at Trevor Barker Oval. Ball spills out again. Here's a chance for the Saints. They'll go forward again. Kick is good. Inside 50. All going up with the one hand was Greiser. Couldn't complete the mark. Might get another chance at ground level. This time puts a shepherd on. Leaves it for Voigt. And Voigt was taken down unduly and will get the free kick around about 45 metres out from goal. 45-degree angle.
Yeah, great work by Caitlin Greiser, bringing the ball down to ground. She's been a fantastic addition to this Southern Saints lineup. 7 goals, 11. So inaccuracy costing her, but a great player to kick it to, and obviously works other players around her into the game.
I did see her kick 3 goals last time. But the kick now from Voigt with that wind. Gee, that breeze is very strong. Made the distance comfortably from 45 out. Goal post height, but through to the left. And that is the first score of the afternoon. The Saints on 1 behind. Darebin yet to score. We've played just on 5 minutes here in the opening term.
We had a NAB League game earlier this morning, and I know plenty of inaccuracy in that game as the players adjusted to try and work out which direction that the breeze was going to. Most were looking to try and go left to right, but it changed at different stages throughout the game. So the ones that were aiming towards that left behind post were sometimes it got stuck out there. So it'll be interesting in the early stages of this game to see how both teams adjust.
It's a great battle at ground level out there on the outer side at the moment. The Saints are going to go forward again. Mark was dropped inside, attacking 45 there by Greiser again. She just swings around on the right boot, kicks towards the top of the goal square. The hot spot here for the Darebin defenders. Can they make something of it? The Saints have got the footy. They're going to be dispossessed right in the forward pocket, adjacent to the point post again. At ground level was Voigt for the Saints, and on top of her, just picking herself up, was Brooke Patterson, and the umpire will come in and ball it up. 6 minutes played first term, 1 point in the difference. The Saints lead it.
Up they go in the ruck. Doing the work there was Munn. Couldn't get it out. Voigt been very busy. Little kick goes forward here for the Saints. All the way. It's just about bounced through. And Greiser was happy to shepherd it through, but in the end just missing to the near side. So they get their second behind of the match. They're on 2 behinds. Darebin yet to score. The only place I could think windier than Beach Road Oval this afternoon might be out of Williamstown. That'll be about it.
Oh, I'll give you an update score on that match very shortly.
Be a classic, I'm sure.
Hammond takes a mark. Kicks towards the half-back flank here for the Falcons. Pack forms. No one can take clean possession of the ball. Pack forms to get on top of the footy, and the umpire will come in. Lauren Arnell there for the Falcons as well.
Just talking about around the ground scores, Geelong 3-1-19 lead Carlton 1-1-7. Danielle Orr with 2 goals in that match so far.
Good start there as the ball's going to be balled up. Out here, it's around about 60 metres out from goal, to which the Southern Saints are kicking it with a very, very stiff breeze in this opening term. Nonetheless, it's still very fluky as well. Darebin do well. They get the quick kick out of there by Lister, gets it towards centre wing. They've not quite had a ball past centre wing yet, and that's as far as it'll go again as it comes inside 50. Great mark here for the Saints. That was an absolute beauty by Kate Sherlaw, and she can take the shot only 35 out directly in front. Very good contested grab nonetheless.
Great work by the Saints again, making the most of this breeze, pushing the ball forward as much as they can and setting up this goal attempt.
From 35 out, Sherlaw comes in. The kick seems okay off the boot, but it's just off to the right, through for another minor score. So they're peppering here, the Saints, 8 minutes into the opening term. They've got three points. Darebin yet to score.
Have the record of being the most inaccurate team in VFL Women's at the moment, Southern Saints. And
men aren't much better either.
No, we've seen that early.
Well, that came from a lady who had kicked 3 goals in the season so far, going for a 4th, but couldn't make it happen on that occasion. Ball's back into play. The Saints have got some numbers around the footy now, but dispossessed of the ball there was Watt. And the quick kick out of the pack was marked. marked by Phillips. She swings it back inside, attacking 50 here
jump
for
the hole,
the Saints.
surely.
Clean bowled everyone and went out of play. Again into the right-hand forward pocket here at the Saltner end of Trevor Barker Oval. We've played 8.5 minutes of this first quarter. 3 points is the margin. The Saints lead it. They've kicked 3 points to nothing. Dave?
Yeah, I thought it could have been a free kick there to Greiser. I thought the jumper was certainly being held on to. Umpire not forthcoming. Ball to be thrown back in. Well, no one really does. Goes for the ruck. We're kicking towards goal. I think it's a good one. It is an absolute beauty. Samantha Johnson. Well, neither player went for it in the ruck contest. Came out the back. Johnson swooped on it and kicked a great goal. Gets there first for the Saints, 139, Darebin yet to score.
Right place, right time. Samantha Johnson puts through the first goal of the game. And good reward for the Saints. They'd been peppering. Inaccuracy had cost them, but getting that first on the board, having that 9-point lead now, just as we're about to tick over to the halfway point of this first term here on VFL.com.au and SEN2.
So back in the middle again. That's her first goal for the season, Johnson. So happy days for her. Ball still in the centre square from the recommencement. Quick kick comes from Hicks. Still doesn't clear the centre circle, really. Ball at ground level again. A lot of players on top of the footy. And the umpire will come in and ball it up.
Guys, this is going to be near on impossible to score into this breeze, I would have thought.
Which is good to where we're positioned, David.
Yeah, I'll get the score in the TAC Cup before. I don't know what you saw in that, Anthony, but if it was high scoring or not, but that breeze looks very, very strong.
Well, you don't want to know the inaccuracy. In the previous game, it was 8-10-58 to 4-16-40.
Oh, yeah, I'm not surprised at all.
Sign of things to come.
Yeah, I think it could be. Here's a chance for the Saints again. They go forward. Greiser's there. Ball comes out the back. Here's a chance. Snapshot in towards goal. They got their second. Amy Silver, well done to you. And that is great reading of the ball and great positioning, and the Saints get their second. They go to 2-3-15. Darebin yet to score.
Yeah, one player they'll be very happy to see out on the park, Mel Kai's into the team this week, and just showing her burst of speed out of the middle, just delivering it into the forward line, and Amy Silver doing the rest, putting through the second goal in quick succession. Just when we're chatting about the inaccuracy,
we
two
get
goals in a row.
Yeah. Great stuff.
So 11 minutes played in this first term here in the Swiss Wellness Round 8 clash of VFLW. The Saints and the Falcons. Free kick found in the middle of the ground. It's going the Saints' way again.
Just a quick update score from around the grounds. At quarter time, it was 1 behind a piece at Downer Oval, and Northern NT Thunder has kicked the first goal. They lead 1-1, 7-1 behind Williamstown.
So ball again tracked towards the attacking 50 arc here for the Saints. They've done all the attacking in this first term, as we just touched on. Kicking to the southern end of the northern end of the ground here will be challenging throughout the course of the day. 2-3-15 plays no score. The Saints lead it, still inside their attacking arc. Trying to clear possession here for the Falcons there was Wolf. Got a handball away, but only into congestion. Ball at ground level again. Here's a chance for the Saints. Can they find some territory in front of them? They can. Got dispossessed of the footy there, Byrne. But she's got teammates all around her to try and mop it up. Goes deep inside the attacking 50 here, right to the goal line. Touched across the line for a rush behind. So that takes them to 2-4-16, the Saints. The Darebin Falcons yet to score. Just over 12 minutes played of this first term at VFLW, thanks to Swiss Wellness.
Oh, kick comes in, could be dangerous. Might be a turnover coming. Silver feeds out the handball. Here's a chance for the Saints through Kai's again. Gets it to Brown. Brown's kick goes in towards the forward pocket where it'll go out of bounds for a throw-in.
Boundary umpires getting their pens and papers ready for their overtime submission this week.
Only one up one end.
Well, there's the 3 umpires out. Are they all doing field umpiring? I can't help but think they are. But anyway, I could be wrong. Probably am. Usually Munn gets it for the Saints. Kick goes in towards full forward. Here's a chance. Goal coming up. And that is all she wrote. Caitlin Greiser, she gets her first of the afternoon. And more importantly, the Saints get their third. They move on to 3-4. I've got it as 3-4. 22. Darebin yet to score. So, your Swiss Wellness match of the day. And a great start here for the Saints, but tough work for Darebin, kicking into this absolute howler of a breeze this afternoon as the rain just looks like it's starting to come down as well.
Yeah, just their work at ground level inside that forward 50 arc working really well for the Saints. They're pushing it forward. Grice is giving them an option and kicks her 8th goal of the season.
So we're back in the middle again. This free kick's going the way of the Falcons this time, so could this be their first chance to make a deliberate attack on their attacking 50? Ball goes close to the line, doesn't make it. The Saints have got some numbers there to clear it out, but the handball only comes to the path here of Hibbert for the Falcons. She gets beset upon quickly. The umpire has deemed that to be a legal tackle and holding the footy, and the Saints will be the recipient right inside the centre square here at Trevor Barker Oval. And they're going to go forward again, as they've done for most of this first term. Mark's been taken here by Nikita Wolf. She bangs a long ball inside attacking 50. Who's at the back? There's numbers here for the Saints. Can they make something of it? No, it's rushed through for a behind. So the scoreboard ticks over for the Southern Saints. 3-5-23. Darebin yet to score. 14 and a half played in this first term of the Swiss Wellness VFLW Round 8 clash.
The breeze wreaking havoc at VU Whitten Oval as well. Hawthorn 5 behinds. Western Bulldogs yet to score.
Oh, okay, ball comes back in. Colvin takes it for Darebin. Works it round towards halfback. Ball coming out there. I haven't got a 25 for Darebin, but might be a late jumper change. I'm not sure. Anyway, they get the ball forward towards centre wing. Here's a chance. Now they will go forward through Diamato. Kick goes towards centre wing, where ball couldn't be taken. Here's a chance for the Saints through Steyert. Feeds off the handball. Now the Saints go inside 50. Big crash in the back by Sherlaw, but standing her ground and taking a very courageous mark at the front of the pack for Darebin was Brooke Patterson.
So Patterson looks further afield for options for the Falcons. 4.5 left of this first term. Just playing straight 20-minute quarters here today. Umpires whistles blows again, another free kick here to the Falcons. So they're going to try and find something further afield, some options into this breeze. The free kick was given to Gardner. She goes wide, but only as far as Kelly for the Saints.
Good kick.
She chips the ball towards half forward. Mark's been taken there by Munn. What's she got to look at? She goes long as well. This one penetrates inside, attacking 50. All Falcons there, though. Drop mark was indeed done by Stanton. She went in and butted up again. Got dispossessed of the footy in the tackle. Here's a chance now for the Falcons through Wolf. She gets taken over the line as well, and another boundary throw in.
Number 25 today, Chelsea Delbridge.
Okay.
Not on our original list. Chelsea Delbridge, number 25 for the Darebin Falcons.
Ball to be thrown back in. Now it's a forward pocket for the Saints. And look at that ball just hold up in the breeze. Here's a chance. Handball over the top. A kick in towards goal. It's just offline. Good effort nonetheless. It was by Vesely. And
out of bounds.
It was out of bounds on the full, was it? Missed a lot. There's no addition to the score, which reads Southern Saints 3-5-23. Darebin yet to score. 17 gone. In very rough conditions out here. It must be said, all trouble coming out of defence. They'll get away with it in the end. That was through Brooke Patterson. The kick is wide, out of bounds on the full, and the Saints will take the free kick around about a kick and a half from goal, and that'll be Rebecca Neves.
Almost kick it from here with the breeze.
Yeah. She's not thinking that way.
No.
Neves looking for options again.
This will get out
goes
back.
inside 50. Out the back, there's numbers here again for the Falcons. Trying to take clean possession of the footy there was Hibbert. Players descend on her. She finally gets a quick kick away towards half-back here for the Falcons. Now they've got some numbers again. Out of the congestion, the kick comes from Wilson. She kicks towards centre wing. 2-on-1 in favour of the Saints. Ball at ground level. The Saints might win this one. Over the top there was Fitzpatrick for the Southern Saints. But they lose possession of the ball here to the Saints. So too do the Falcons. The kick off Honeybun's boot was smothered. Tracked towards the boundary line. The Saints are there first. The first player there was Kelly. Handball over top. Now they're raining the Saints. They go inside, attacking 50 again. Trying to paddle the ball in front of her was Vesely. She went to ground. 2 Falcons fall on top of her. And the umpire will come in and ball it up. 18 played first term. The margin is 23 points. 3-5-23 to no score. You're listening to VFLW via vfl.com.au and on the SEN app on SEN2.
Ball thrown back in. No one can get a clear possession out of there. Stacks on the middle and the umpire says, I'll have it. Thank you very much. So approaching quarter time here. Just 90 seconds left in the opening term. Doing the ruck work there was Munn. Got the hit out. Now there's a free kick off the ball. It might go the Saints' way. I think it'll go to Guttridge. And
I thought that was friendly fire. I might have missed that bit, but
well, she certainly...
Depends on who you survey.
Yeah, correct.
Well, looks...
She got one right in the...
Is it a hip or...
Right in the base of the back, I think.
Okay.
Or in that...
Top of the buttocks?
Yep.
Yeah.
That hurts.
Absolutely. Guttridge can take the shot. Only 25 out. Only at a 25-degree angle. Comes in, left footer, kick on its way. It looks pretty good to me. And it looks good to her as well. She gets her first. And the Saints get their fourth. Great term for them. They move on to 4-5, 29. Darebin yet to score. And your Swiss Wellness scoreboard this afternoon. Great start by the Saints.
It has been, and just their pressure acts around their forward 50. They haven't enabled Darebin any chances to extract it into their forward half. They've surrounded the ball carrier and made sure on every occasion that that's gone back inside forward 50. So benefiting then from a free kick, but Southern Saints doing it all and getting the score on the board before any of the I think Armageddon weather conditions come in here at Wilson Storage Trevor Barker Beach Oval. And if you can hear the canines in the background as well, it's doggy day here today at Sandringham. They're encouraging fans to bring along their dogs.
Well, I didn't know. I don't have one, but I didn't know.
No, you could have done that. They're going to have a bit of a parade at half time, but that is quarter time.
Well, like mine here, I tell you, it would have knocked us all over. Would have sent the place a mess. So it is quarter time here at Trevor Barker Oval. Just repeating that quarter time score, 4-5-29. Darebin yet to score. Greiser, Guttridge, Silver and Samantha Johnson are the goal scorers for the Southern Saints. None yet in the column for Darebin, but they'll certainly get their chance in this second term, kicking with the aid of a very strong breeze. Anthony.
Yeah, they've done all the attacking during this first quarter, and we talked about that breeze going to the right of screen, and with the dominance of Southern Saints, I don't think it's 100% just caused by the breeze. Their pressure football has been a key during this first turn. They've been able to get it down to out of the middle, get it down into the forward line. One of the keys for them so far has been Olivia Vesley. She's made sure that she's got the ball inside forward 50 on numerous occasions. Mel Kais has been a great addition for them, giving them run through the middle as well. And then getting it down to their forwards, Guttridge has been at the bottom of the packs. And
Kais.
Also, Kais down there, and Greiser's doing a great job. So that is quarter time in our match of the day. Love the game, round 8 in Swiss Wellness VFL Women's. We're going to take a quick break here from Trevor Barker Beach Oval. It is 4-5-29 to Darebin yet to score. After the break, we'll be back with a big second term of action here on vfl.com.au.
Nature's an amazing place. It's a perfect balancing act, thriving with life. Some of which we don't even see. Like the billions of microorganisms that help keep nature in balance. At Swiss, the quest continues.
At Totally Workwear, we kit out the brickies, the chippies, the foremen, the tradies. Did we say foremen? They're not all men, some are ladies. Yes! Work in an office, retail, healthcare, hospitality. Here's where you'll find all your workwear. Yeah, totally. Totally Workwear have got you covered with the best brands, best value and best service. Totally Workwear. Get what you want and get back to work. Totally Workwear.
For club interviews and all the news from the Hard Yakka Totally Workwear VFL and Swiss Wellness VFL Women's, don't miss the VFL Hour during the Sporting Capital with Jack Heverin, Tuesdays from 9 p.m. on 1116 SEN.
It's your job. You'll be fine.
Mate, just because everybody seems like they're doing it doesn't actually mean that they are doing it.
Help your kids understand that betting and sport don't have to go together.
The ads don't always tell you the risks, yeah?
Before you have the talk, check lovethegame.vic.gov.au. Authorised by VRGF Melbourne.
Don't miss a moment of the Hard Yakka Totally Workwear VFL. Find SEN2 on your digital radio today for live coverage of the match of the round. The Hard Yakka Totally Workwear VFL, live on SEN2 DAB+.
I'm a digital radio. To help explain why it's time to update your old radio, with me is my friend Digital TV.
Hi.
Where you go?
Remember when us TVs went digital?
Everyone does. Get to the point.
Suddenly, you got lots more channels for free.
Yes.
Well, it's the same with digital radio.
When you buy a digital radio, you can get all your favourite stations plus up to 30 extra ones, playing all kinds of music, live sport and talk.
That's pretty great.
It's really great.
All you have to do is head into your nearest retailer
Or check out digitalradioplus.com.au
and upgrade to digital.
Your Hard Yakka Totally Workwear VFL club needs you to show your support. Buying a VFL club membership helps support your local team and provides great discounts and match access. The VFL gives you the chance to get in the coaches' huddle and enjoy kick-to-kick on the field, whilst kids under 15 get in free. Get involved in the VFL this season. Head to vfl.com.au/membership to find out what membership offers are available at your club in 2019.
Love your sport? Then you'll love SEN.
Stuart Appleby has come from 7 strokes behind.
And you'll find it on digital radio. Simply scroll to SEN, Melbourne's home of sport.
Streaming live through VFL.com.au. This is VFL Live.
Welcome back to Wilson Storage, Trevor Barker, Beach Oval, Round 8. Love the game. Swiss Wellness VFL Women's action. That is a mouthful during some of these theme rounds this year, but it has been a dominant first term by the Southern Saints. They leave 4-5-29 to Darebin, yet to score. Around the grounds, plenty of around the ground scores today. Carlton coming back against Geelong, but Geelong still leading at Icon Park. 4-2-26 to Carlton, 3-2-20. Williamstown and NT Thunder. NT Thunder 1-3-9. Williamstown 1 behind. And Hawthorn have found their accuracy after kicking 5 behinds to start the game. They are now 2-5-17. Western Bulldogs yet to score. So 2 quarter-time scores with the team yet to score. Could show you the breeze, but also could show you the dominance of those teams. We'll find out during this second term. Anthony Stangetz, Andrew Holmes and David Hampton with you for the second term of round 8 action. Gentlemen, take it away.
All right. Second quarter underway. Ball thrown in the air. It'll be Polly Kelly doing well again, as has done most of that opening term, getting plenty of the hit-outs early. Certainly got the height advantage. And she'll get another crack at it once again. Doing the ruck work. Kelly, beautiful knockdown. That was very good. Got it to Vesely. Vesely couldn't break clear. Darebin would love a clearance, and they're going to get one. This will be their first inside 50. Well done, girls. And they've got a deep entry, and it's bouncing. It's bouncing. It's going to bounce some 79,000 metres. And that is a goal from the centre of the ground. And I think if we didn't know what the breeze was going to tell us, that's told us everything. And great stuff for Darebin with their first goal of the afternoon.
Was it Georgia Hammond?
It was.
Georgia Hammond.
Sorry,
yes.
By the time the ball went through, I'd forgotten who kicked it.
Georgia Hammond. Well, she's got a big job to do today. Lauren Pearce not in the lineup, who had 44 hit-outs last week and was a leader for them in the ruck. So she's got to do it all herself, and that's a great way to do it, kicking the ball out of the centre square here at Trevor Barker Beach Oval.
That's her 5th for the year, and I don't think she's kicked a longer one, having not seen her games before today, but that was a beauty. So the breeze is having an effect here at Trevor Barker Oval. Darebin get there first for the afternoon. Ball back in the middle again. Burrowing in there was Honeybun for the Falcons on the bottom of the pack. Now the ball just jars free. Again, a lot of players around the footy. Here's a chance for the Saints through Phillips. Couldn't get clean possession away. Wrapped up in a tackle. The umpire, in fact, said holding the ball. So the free kick will be taken here for the Falcons as they go inside, attacking 50 again. Second time in a row. Here's a chance out the back for David. The umpire's blown the whistle again. She fell to the ground. Player fell on top of her. Ball up. 45 out from the Southern goals here. The Sortner end goals here at Trevor Barker Oval. Umpire throws the ball up. Dark and gloomy conditions prevailing here at Sandringham. Ball tracks towards the members' wing here. Saints with numbers. The quick kick came from Vesely. Ball just grub it along the ground towards the half-back flank for the Saints, and the umpire will again come in and ball it up. We've played 2.5 minutes of this second term at the Swiss Wellness VFLW Round 8 clash between the Falcons and the Saints, and it's a 23-point lead to the Saints.
Chance for the Falcons. They go forward again. Got another ball inside 50. Ball spills out the back. Couldn't quite get boot to ball with Cheryl Byrne for Darebin. The Saints have got numbers. They feed the handball out to Guttridge. Guttridge does well. Just works it towards half back. Might come straight back. Numbers with Georgia Hammond, who kicked that amazing goal earlier. A kick goes inside 50 and a mark for the Darebin Falcons. And it should be a shot at goal. And that is Lauren Arnell. Oh, well, she's been called to play on. Now sells some candy, steps around and kicks a goal. Unbelievable stuff from the Falcons. And they've got 2 in the opening 3 minutes of the second term to get right back into it. Darebin 2 straight 12, Southern Saints 4-5-29.
What a second term start by the Darebin Falcons, and again just getting that ball out of the middle. Lauren Arnell, a great return by her second game of the season, and playing against her former team. Had some time at the Southern Saints with her move to Brisbane as well, so great play on. Got round her opponent, as you can see on our video stream replay, and pretty happy about it as well.
So again, we're back in the middle after the Falcons have scored their second goal for the afternoon, 2 in this second term. Held scoreless in the opening quarter, but are using the breeze to great advantage in this second term. Umpires hit the deck, back on his 2 pegs. Ball in the middle. One-on-one contest wrapped up in a tackle. The player with the footy was Delbridge for the Falcons, and the umpire will ball it up again. 4.5 played, second term here at Sandringham. Trevor Barker Beach Oval Round 8 action. VFLW thanks to Swiss Wellness. Ball at half forward here for the Falcons again. They're doing all the attacking in this second term. Ball at ground level, players on top of it, and another ball up will prevail. 4-5-29 plays 2 straight 12. Almost 5 minutes played of this second term.
Just about need the wipers out here. Doing the rack work was Kelly. Quick kick goes forward from Arnell again in towards full forward. Mark taken though by the Saints. They can clear, bring it out of defence. Albeit might be temporarily, but Vesely does well, takes the mark. I'm not sure what happened. I lowered my eyes. Maybe the mark wasn't paid. Maybe it was no 15. And the umpire says, I'll have it. Thank you very much. Inside there attacking 50, Darebin. They've been very good the opening 5 minutes of the second term. 2 straight 12 they are. The Saints 4-5-29. 5 gone here in the second term. Little handball fed out there was from Rennie Hicks. Darebin will go forward again. They've got it inside 50 and they've got the mark again. And it'll be another shot at goal by Jamie Stanton. Only 25 out, 45-degree angle. And here's a chance to get 3 in a row. And a real opportunity to get right back into this game.
On days like today.
Gold Coast, from the Gold Coast, AFLW.
Yeah, it shows how important it is to get that front spot.
So Stanton from 30 metres out, 45-degree angle, starts the run up, comes in, kicks. Is it coming back? It's going to hit the post. Wow, just missing. You would have thought that breeze might have dragged it back. Through for their first blemish of the afternoon, 2-1-13 for the Darebin Falcons. The Southern Saints 4-5-29.
Yeah, first blemish of the season for Stanton as well in her 5th game of the year.
So Neil for the Saints went wider towards the boundary line deep and found Phillips. Not much territory gain, just lateral movement at the moment here for the Saints, kicking into this breeze. Yet to score in this second term, the Saints. 2-1 to the Falcons in the first 6.5 minutes of the second quarter. Ball on the outer side again, another throw-up will be enacted by the umpire. Rucks go at it again. Ball at ground level, sock it off the ground there for the Saints. Into the path there of Honeybun for the Falcons. Again, thumped into the turf, ball at ground level. Here's a chance for the Saints to break it away, but held up with another tackle, brilliant tackle by Lauren Arnell, who's kicked 1 goal in this second quarter.
Well, Steyert's a little bit lucky there. That wasn't holding the ball, really. Just dived on it.
I think she asked the question, the umpire.
I think she had every
moved
right
away.
to. Yeah. Fiona Steyert, I think, was a little bit lucky. So the Falcons, well, that's just thrown out there, the old one-handed flick pass. And the umpire picked it up, and it'll be a free kick there. It'll go the Saints' way. Just need the wipers put on out here at the moment. Looks like Rhiannon Watt, so goes long with the ball, and that just holds up in the breeze. Barely goes 15 metres, so it's going to come straight back in for Darebin. Now they've got it inside 50. Working hard at the back was Keeney. Gets it forward, though. Here's a chance for the Saints. They've got plenty of numbers. Guttridge feeds a handball back, but the kick doesn't go very far at all. They get it towards half-back. It looks like Brown's leading back in the race for the football. In fact, it was Dana Smith. Kick goes barely the required distance, and Darcy Guttridge, who's been everywhere this second term, takes the mark at defensive 50.
So Guttridge looking further afield here for the Saints. They're going to try and chip the ball in small increments along their centre wing.
Now, this should be a free kick, should it not? Last touch.
It was close enough to the boundary, so it was in dispute.
Yep. That's what the umpires adjudicated.
Okay, right.
Bit confusing, though.
No,
good question to ask.
I'm learning all the time.
So boundary throw in. Right in front of our broadcast position here at Trevor Barker Beach Oval. The wind playing havoc with the ball on the flight in. The quick kick out comes from O'Neill for the Saints. No one can take the mark. Now they've got some runners and they've got some movement. They're doing well on centre wing. It's going to come through Vesely. She chipped the ball over the top. Mark not paid. Not the required distance by Munn. The Falcons have returned favour by slamming the ball back towards half forward. Bounced just outside the line of play, or the last touch rule would have come into effect there. And the free kick, the resultant free kick, right in front of our broadcast position on the half-back flank, will be taken for the Southern Saints by Darcy Guttridge.
I think that Vesely kick showed you the power of the breeze. By the time she'd kicked it to her opponent, she'd almost, or teammate, she'd almost passed it.
Yeah. Guttridge, kick is okay, finds Munn. Mark or free kick. So Courtney Munn between half-back and wing goes down the line. Or in front, easy mark in the end for Darebin, taken by Gabriel Colvin. But Colvin now goes short with a kick, almost intercepted there by Munn again. Touched off hands, and the umpire will throw it back into play. So we're almost at the halfway mark here of the second term at Wilson Storage Trevor Barker Oval. 4-5-29, the Saints, 2-1-13 Darebin.
Neither team have been able to work out a way to combat the breeze at this stage.
No, and they're both using it to good effect when they've got the ball going to this end of the ground where we're standing, the southern end. Ball on centre wing, overrunning the footy there was O'Neill for the Saints. Gave the Falcons a chance. Ball comes back inside, attacking 50 for the Falcons. Tap over the top into the path of a running teammate there for the Falcons in Jamie Stanton, who had a shot at goal in the last few minutes and hit the post. And this time the ball goes out of play, adjacent to the point post. The Sortner goal, end of Trevor Barker Oval. What a player he was.
Absolutely.
At this ground, Nick Sortner over the years.
Jamie Stanton, very clever little tap on though, wasn't it?
It was.
Tried to let a teammate run onto it. Didn't quite come off, but the thought was certainly there. Ball thrown in. It's only 20 metres out from Darebin's goal. The Saints defending grimly. It's amazing when you're kicking with a really strong breeze, how much more excited you get when you're around the football to get a touch. Because you know you're going to get value if you can get boot to ball. As it's thrown back in, almost dragged off the football. It's one of the Saints players, almost a kicking in danger as well. The umpire lets it go, or kick comes forward from Diamato, goes forward. Saints have got numbers. Fitzpatrick feeds off a handball. That was okay to Neves. Rebecca Neves feeds it on to Phillips. Phillips has got a problem. Ball should be turned over. Might come back here for the Falcons. This time it's taken by Eastman. Molly Eastman. Kick comes inside 50. Crashing of the pack. No mark was taken. That was by Wilson. Saints have got numbers. They should clear, and they will now through Fitzpatrick.
So Fitzpatrick goes towards the outer side, close to the boundary line, running into the path of the footy there was Sarah Stoney, but the boundary line was too close and won the day in the end. So a boundary throw-in on the Beach Road side of Trevor Barker Beach Oval. The margin is 16 points, 4-5-29, plays 2-1-13. the Saints leader, but all the attacking and all the footy has been held in the Darebin Falcons end of the ground.
Well, what's happened here?
That was a very long boundary throw-in.
It was a huge boundary throw-in, and a player actually marked it from the boundary throw-in, but she wasn't nominated for the ruck, so would that be the case?
50-metre penalty as well.
Yeah, marked it in ruck when wasn't. Now this will be the first inside 50 for the whole day. In fact, at this end of the ground, Dana Smith goes in short with a kick. No mark taken. They've got numbers around the football, though. The Saints going through was Vesely. Couldn't pick it up cleanly. Now Ken. Kick goes in towards the pocket. Even numbers. We've got a 2-on-2 there. Trying to pick it up, and doing so in the end was Phillips. Fed off a handball. Umpires found a free kick, and it will go the way of the Saints, and you heard it from Anthony. It was high, and it'll be a free kick, and it might be a Stone, is it?
Correct.
Okay, Sarah Stone.
Taken too high. She had grabbed the ball and her opponent just got her around the head.
So a Stone comes in. The kick won't get the journey. Only from 20 metres out, but we've mentioned how strong that breeze is as it eventually goes over the line for a boundary throw in. Right forward pocket. Very tricky conditions here this afternoon. Doesn't look too bad on the TV compared to what we're seeing live. I can't believe it.
Correct.
I feel like I'm watching two different grounds.
We've got the brightener on the camera today here at Trevor Barker Beach Oval.
So boundary thrown again in that non-scoring end of the ground effectively. Ball at half-back here for the Darebin Falcons. Umpires found a free kick. It's going the way of the Falcons. So not only are they kicking with a strong breeze towards the southern end of the ground, but they're just playing better footy too in this second term, the Falcons. A couple of premierships under their belt in recent times. So we know what pride they've got in their footy club. Ball in the centre square again. Here's a chance for the Saints through Johnson. She went in to get the footy, got burrowed out the back. Again at ground level, a lot of players in the footy. Here's a chance. The Falcons through the middle of the ground. They go inside attacking 50 again. It's one-on-one. Out the back is that RDL. She's going to run on top of it. Couldn't quite stock it off the ground. Gets back for a second chance. Butters up, gets the footy again. Handballs off to a teammate in David. She put her under pressure. Now the cavalry arrive. The umpire will blow his whistle and say no. He'll say play on. It came out the back. So they're fighting gravely here, the Darebin Falcons, for a score deep in their forward line. Socket off the ground by the Saints through O'Neill, I think it was.
Arnell asking for the deliberate.
No, not in that part of the ground. You won't get it, Lauren.
No, wouldn't have thought so.
But there's never any harm in asking.
Almost 15 minutes here gone in the second term. Darebin have managed 2 goals, 1 this term. Saints yet to score, but they hold on to a 15-point lead. In fact, 16 points will make it. Going through with Smith, trying to burst her way out, trying to break the tackle, in fact. Wasn't able to do so, and the umpire said, I'll have it, thank you. In fact, that was Melissa Kyes. Been a little quieter this term. Kyes, ruck work done by Kelly for the Saints. Gains about 15 valuable metres in these conditions. Spills out there for Samantha Ryan. Couldn't get it. Here's a chance for Darebin. Ball almost dropped. Vesely tries to pick it up. Couldn't do so. Kelly's in there as well. Now they feed it out. Here's a chance. Leah Olsen picks it up. Kick won't go the band. Oh, that's a shove in the back, surely, umpire. Thought it was a Darebin free kick. The umpire said no, play on. Sherlaw now picks it up for the Saints. Gets it between wing and half back. Almost another push in the back. The umpire said no. The Saints trying to work overtime to get this ball out of there. Can they get it clear? They can't. In the end, it'll be holding the ball. The free kick will come back to the Saints, and that'll go to Kate Sherlaw.
So 16 played in this second term here at Sandringham. Round 8 VFLW action.
Give you a quick around the ground scores. Geelong leading Carlton 5-3-33 to Carlton 4-2-26. Thunder 1-3-9 to Williamstown, 1 behind. And Hawthorn 2-5-17. Western Bulldogs yet to score.
So Olsen took the mark for the Saints. Deep in their back line. Switches the play across the ground safely and finds Thompson. She goes further wider. Or wider further towards a boundary line on the outer side. Kicks towards centre wing. It's 2-on-2 contest out there. The Saints are going to win the day in that particular occasion. Here's a chance now again for Thompson. Kelly Thompson towards centre wing. Beats Rhodes side of the ground. Out of the pack. Quick kick comes from the
they're
Saints.
out here.
They are out. Mark was taken by Styatt. Gave it across towards Vesely. got run down and tackled. Ball trickles inside, attacking 50 for the Saints. The quick kick around the body came from Shearlaw. And
that's a goal.
Through.
That's been kicked from nowhere.
It isn't. It's a goal.
I'm just trying to pick up the player it was.
Might have been. No, it wasn't Voigt.
Greiser,
was it? Everyone just seemed to stop, and there's a player who just picked up the footy and snapped around the corner.
Well, I was about to say, because you mentioned Shearlaw was there, Kate Shearlaw, you'll see her now picking up the ball. Well, she just had the ball in the back pocket, so, mate, absolute wonderful ground, but you're right.
Just bounced on its point, didn't it?
Caitlin Greiser, it was, yeah. Caitlin Greiser kicks a wonderful goal around the body. So, gets her second, first multiple goal scorer of the afternoon.
We've seen the impossible. We thought we wouldn't see any score to the
at
other
that
end.
I tell you, I was just about to say prior to that, they've set up so much better this last 10 minutes, the Saints. They're getting credit to Peter Searle. And they've set up really well behind the ball, the Saints now. They've put people right deep in the goals and the ball where it's getting carry over the back. And they've been able to shut them down in the last 10 or so minutes for Darebin. We'll have a ball up just outside their 50. So they're 2-1 to 13 on your Choose Tap scoreboard. 5-5-35. Ball in the middle. Great tackle there put on by Rennie Hicks for Darebin. But it'll be the Saints to come out. Oh, the handball was smothered. That was clever. The umpires found a free kick. It'll come back to Darebin. So holding off the ball, almost 50 could have been against Greiser. Umpire said no. Now no one stands to mark, so they can go forward. The kick goes long inside 50, but again, we just sung their praises. They're getting extra numbers in defence, and Fitzpatrick takes a good mark, tries to bring it out here to Neves. Neves has to sit and wait for it, does now, goes back looking for Fitzpatrick, fisted away from her. On defensive 50, and it goes over the line for a boundary throw-in. Just under 19.5 gone here in the second term.
So inside the last minute of this second quarter, 30 seconds left on the clock or thereabouts, and the margin is 22 points. It was 29 at the first change, so some inroads made here by the Falcons, although that last goal to Greiser would have been a bit of a spirit breaker given how they've played this second term, the Falcons. Umpire has come in and will ball this one up again. So in the dying few seconds of this second quarter here at Trevor Barker Beach Oval, we're going to go into the halftime break with a 22-point lead to the Southern Saints. This ball is at half back here for the Saints. They're going to break it away. Got wrapped up in a tackle as the siren sounded was Darcy Guttridge. But as we said, a very tricky day here at Trevor Barker Beach Oval with the breeze. Kicking to the left of screen or the northern end of the ground is proving challenging. Only one goal scored to that end of the ground in the first half. So recapping the score, the Southern Saints are 5-5-35. Darebin Falcons are 2-1-13. Goal kickers for both sides, 2 to Caitlin Greiser, 1 in the first and 1 in the second. Singles to Darcy Guttridge, Amy Silber and Samantha Johnson. And for the Darebin Falcons, 2 singles, both in that second quarter, 1 to Lauren Arnell and 1 mammoth goal from inside the centre circle to Georgia Hammond. Stanguts.
I reckon we'll see that one on YouTube during the week, I would have thought.
Yeah, certainly will. I would believe be one of our top 5 plays of the week. But great performance by Darebin to get back in this game. Probably let themselves down in the second half of the quarter. I think David mentioned it halfway through that term that they started to carry the ball a lot better. What had been happening by both the teams is they were just bombing it long outside of the defensive 50 area and then just trying to work with the ball. But they started to run and carry. They started to find their teammates. They chipped it around a bit more rather than bombing it long, and it seemed to work for the Southern Saints in the second half of the quarter, and got that piece of gold at the end of the rainbow in a goal to the Sandy by the Bay end of the ground during that term. So
yeah, it'll certainly hurt, that last goal, no doubt. Did a lot of that great work that the Falcons were able to do in the first 10 minutes.
Just quickly around the grounds as well. Let's have a look at scores right round the Love the Game action this round. Williamstown have fought back against NT Thunder 2-1-13 to the Thunder 1-3-9. Geelong 5-3-33 to Carlton 2-4-26, and it is Hawthorn 2-5-17 lead the Western Bulldogs yet to score. We'll take a break here at Wilson Storage Trevor Barker Beach Oval. We have a 22-point ball game here at half-time. And we're going to go to half-time by looking back at the SEN VFL hour from Tuesday night during the week, where we were able to catch up with Western Bulldogs' Louise Bibby, have a chat about her career so far, only her third year of playing football and working her way from the Bendigo Thunder all the way through to the Western Bulldogs at VFLW level. Let's have a listen to the interview now from Tuesday night, and we'll be back after the halftime break with a big second half of action here on VFL.com.au and SEN2.
Anthony Stangetz is here for the VFL Hour, 1300 736 736. If you're a massive VFL fan, we'd love to hear from you. What are you loving about season 2019? Who do you think's knocking on the door of a possible AFL call-up, whatever tickles your fancy? We'd love to hear from you, 1300 736 736. But let's get a VFLW update now, all thanks to Police Victoria. Victoria Police is now recruiting. You can apply now. You're more suited than you might think to join Victoria Police. Make sure you apply now. Tell you what, the Bulldogs, Anthony, got off to an incredible start this season in VFLW. Unfortunately, the last 2 weeks haven't been great, and especially this weekend. And what about just the good nature and grace of our first guest, Louise Bibby, to come on and have a chat to us after a 74-point shellacking. I'll say that a little bit quietly. But Louise has been good enough to join us. Hello, Louise.
Yes.
There you are. Hey, thanks for joining us. After a 74-point loss, we appreciate that. Wasn't a great day at the office for you guys on the weekend?
No, it wasn't. Look, yeah, as you said, we started quite strong. We were 4-0 after round 5. I think we'd only had about 4 goals scored against us in the start of the season, and I suppose that reflects what we're really aiming for, which is to be hard to play against. But obviously, Collingwood on the weekend were a quality outfit, and we knew it was going to be tough. But they were too classy on the day. Losing games of footy is part of the process, but yeah, certainly learned some valuable lessons on the weekend.
Louise, it's always tough to drive home from an away loss. What was it like driving home from Morwell, a bit further distance than most games?
Yeah, obviously we've got lots of girls from Melbourne that aren't quite used to travelling that distance, but down to Morwell was quite a foggy day. So, yeah, as I said, losing that game of football wasn't easy for us. So obviously we were missing a few key forwards and had multiple changes to the game. So driving back up the highway to Melbourne certainly was a little bit bitter, but we certainly looked at that game and have been able to take plenty of positives out of it. We had an opportunity to play quite an extended part of our list with lots of our first-year players getting a run, playing some girls in different positions, and obviously now we get a chance to improve areas of the game that obviously Collingwood opened up and made us quite aware of over the weekend.
And looking at those last couple of rounds, the losses to Carlton and Collingwood, it has been that ability to kick goals. And I looked at your leading forwards for the first half of the season, Marshall and Ward, and neither of them out there on the park in recent weeks.
Yeah, correct. So obviously Danny Marshall, being from the USA, she's had to jump back on a plane and head back to the USA for a little while. And obviously Michaela Ward, our skipper, has just been missing a few games at the moment with some soreness. But, yeah, we're confident that, some other forwards have been stepping up in their place. But, yeah, we certainly have missed a little bit of that sort of tall sort of strength running into goal and things like that. So, yeah, hopefully some of those girls aren't too far away and we get a little bit more of an influence outside our forward 50 very soon.
And tell us a bit about your move to the VFL this season from Bendigo Thunder.
Oh, yes.
Yep. Yeah, so it's been quite a whirlwind journey, but it's unlike a lot of girls that are going out of their way at the moment to chase a little bit of football success. So, yeah, been playing football for my third season, was currently a netballer before that. Had 2 really great years with Bendigo Thunder and 2 premierships. Was lucky enough to have a train-on opportunity with the Richmond VFL last year. Obviously took a lot from that season, but was pretty keen to continue with my football journey this year. So was lucky to have the Western Bulldogs take me on board and continue my development under them, which has been fantastic.
Louise, are you Bendigo born and raised by any chance?
No, I'm not. I'm further afield than that.
Where are you from?
A little further north. Originally from a little place called Berrywillick, but yeah, spent a lot of my time, spent my time between Melbourne and Swan Hill at this current stage. So, it's certainly a challenge. But I suppose when you're doing what you love, it's easy to hop in the car and get to Melbourne each week, and especially having that great bit of support around you, anything's achievable. So just try not to think about those negatives and keep doing what I love. And like all the other girls chasing that success, it's a great time to be a part of women's football.
So is that the ultimate aim? You're a couple of years in Bendigo in the lower division, and now you've got your chance at VFL level. You've played 6 games this year as a defender. Is the ultimate goal that you would, and is it looking like a possibility with the chats you've had with the Dogs at the moment that there might be a spot on their AFLW list for you?
Yeah, look, I came into the Western Bulldogs program this year. I'm an ACL post-injury player myself, so I injured my knee in 2015, and at that time women's football was sort of starting to take off, and I came back to netball, made a successful return, and obviously was a little bit disappointed in my chance to reach the highest level of sport that I could possibly achieve. So I looked at the concept of football, and it was something I always thought about trying, and just being able to sort of find a little bit of form with the game, which was great. But at this point in time, as my discussions with the Western Bulldogs, I'm certainly over the moon to just be given an opportunity to play at the VFL level, and a chance to now have played 6 games and string together a little bit more of my football development. So, as I said, if I can continue to play football at this level, I'd be very happy for the rest of this year. And we worry about the rest of the other things when it gets to it.
Louise, have there been any players at this level that you've been able to learn from in your short period in VFLW?
Yes, for sure. Like, obviously, having a train-on opportunity with Richmond last year was very valuable, but stepping across into the Western Bulldogs program this year, we've been completely blown away. We're very lucky to have a great coach in Coach Sean Kavanagh. He stepped into the women's football space for the first time this year, and he's brought his wealth of knowledge and skill. But obviously the club have done a really great job to build a really well-rounded support crew around him in regards to coaches and staff. But on top of that, more so those AFLW players, their expertise and their involvement in the current football program is invaluable. We've got the likes of people like Ellie Blackburn and Kirsty Lamb, Lauren Spark, all of those ones, and some of the sort of players that have played in the earlier games in the form of Brooke Lachlan and Bonnie Toogood and Hayley Wilds. Those sort of girls coming through our game have certainly been invaluable to the development of our new look list this year. We've got a lot of girls new to football, so we're very, very fortunate and lucky to have them so thoroughly involved in our program.
Well, they sound very lucky to have you, Louise Bibby, as far as I'm concerned. Anyone that's spent at least 2 years in Bendigo is a bloody good human being, as far as I'm concerned. We're going to follow your journey with great interest off the course of the rest of the year. You're at home again this week, taking on the reigning premier, so it doesn't get any easier at VU Whitten Oval. Good luck for this weekend and good luck for the rest of the season.
Yeah, thanks very much. We're looking forward to taking on Hawthorn and getting back on the board again. So, very much.
Workwear, we kit out the brickies, the chippies, the foremen, the tradies. Did we say foremen? They're not all men, some are ladies. Yes! Work in an office, retail, healthcare, hospitality. Here's where you'll find all your workwear. Yeah, totally. Totally Workwear have got you covered with the best brands, best value and best service. Totally Workwear. Get what you want and get back to work. Totally Workwear.
Nature's an amazing place. It's a perfect balancing act of thriving with life. Some of which we don't even see. Like the billions billions of microorganisms that help keep nature in balance. At Swiss, the quest continues.
Your hard yakka Totally Workwear VFL club needs you to show your support. Buying a VFL club membership helps support your local team and provides great discounts and match access. The VFL gives you the chance to get in the coach's huddle and enjoy kick-to-kick on the field, whilst kids under 15 get in free. Get involved in the VFL this season. Head to vfl.com.au/membership to find out what membership offers are available at your club in 2019.
I'm a digital radio.
And I'm a digital TV. Now, you may remember when TV went digital.
Yes, and you got a lot more channels and a better picture.
Well, buying a digital radio is the same.
Exactly. I've got up to 30 extra radio stations, plus all your old faves, and I sound amazing.
Yeah, but I look amazing.
Yeah, but this is a radio ad, so no one can see you.
Oh, yeah.
So if you want to hear this station like you have never heard it before,
buy a digital radio.
Head into your nearest retailer and upgrade to digital.
For club interviews and all the news from the Hard Yakka Totally Workwear VFL and Swiss Wellness VFL Women's, don't miss the VFL Hour during the Sporting Capital with Jack Heverin, Tuesdays from 9 p.m. on 1116 SEN.
But it's your job. You'll be fine.
Mate, just because everybody seems like they're doing it doesn't actually mean that they are doing it.
Help your kids understand that betting and sport don't have to go together.
The ads don't always tell you the risks, yeah?
Before you have the talk, check lovethegame.vic.gov.au. Authorised by VRGF Melbourne.
Don't miss a moment of the Hard Yakka Totally Workwear VFL. Find SEN2 on your digital radio today for live coverage of the match of the round. The Hard Yakka Totally Workwear VFL. Live on SEN2 DAB+.
Love your sport? Then you'll love SEN.
Looks to be the last game of the first set. Almagro leading 5-3.
And you'll find it on digital radio. Simply scroll to SEN, Melbourne's home of sport.
Streaming live through VFL.com.au. This is VFL Live.
Nature's an amazing place. It's a perfect balancing act, thriving with life. Some of which we don't even see. Like the billions of microorganisms that help keep nature in balance. At Swiss, the quest continues.
At Totally Workwear, we kit out the brickies, the chippies, the foremen, the tradies. Did we say foremen? They're not all men. Some are ladies. Yes! Work in an office, retail, healthcare, hospitality. Here's where you'll find all your workwear. Yeah, totally. Totally Workwear have got you covered with the best brands, best value and best service. Totally Workwear. Get what you want and get back to work.
Streaming live through VFL.com.au. This is VFL Live.
Welcome back to a wet and windy Wilson Storage Trevor Barker Beach Oval. Plenty of people heading into the stands during the halftime break to avoid the weather. The breeze, well, basically heading towards almost the forward pocket to the right of screen as we get underway for the second half, and it is a 22-point lead going the way of the Saints.
Play underway here in the third term. Darebin get the first ball away there through Eastman. Kicks it forward. Gets it to around about 55 metres from goal. They managed 2 goals, 1 in that second term. A late goal to the Saints into that ghastly breeze here this afternoon at Trevor Barker Oval. Free kick off the ball. It'll go the Saints' way. Looks like that'll be Kelly with it. Goes long. Kick was okay. Finds Silver. Now wants to move it quickly. Now the kick was smothered. Might have got a free kick in the back. The umpire said no. Play on's the call. Darebin will get the ball out and they'll get it towards centre wing, where it's going to be leading back in the race there was Samantha Ryan. Tries to pick it up for the Saints. Ball just hacked out of there. Almost thrown in the end. Taken by D'Amato from Darebin. can't go anywhere with the ball. There's plenty of numbers around the football at the moment. Good bump and off the ball. Should favour, though, the Saints. Alison Brown gets it. She's lost possession of the football, goes forward. It's very, very tough conditions out here. Johnson now gets it for the Saints. Now it's just hacked off the ground towards centre wing. Ball spills at ground level. Going through there was Nikita Wolfe. Gets it for Darebin. Up towards half forward. Almost a mark taken. Play on Zakul. Handball fed over the top. Was intercepted, though, for Byrne of Darebin. Kick inside 50. And the mark taken by Rachel Hibbert.
So,
David
indeed.
So again, down into the difficult scoring end of the ground. The mark's been taken here by Jamie Stanton for the Darebin Falcons. So this would set their quarter in the right direction if she was to kick truly down here.
Couldn't make the distance from there, surely.
She's come back a long way from the mark, I think. Just trying to work through the rain on the windows here. But we are watching the live stream, which you can do at vfl.com.au. So Jamie Stanton on approach.
Let's back her in.
Northern end of the ground. I think she'll make the distance, no problems at all. She does. Does she kick truly or just falls short of the line and it gets rushed over for a behind? So Darebin move on to 2-2-14. The Southern Saints are 5-5-35, 2.5 play to this third quarter down here at Trevor Barker Beach Oval, and this is all thanks to Swiss Wellness.
It is. Ball comes back into play for the Saints out there looking for Phillips. Couldn't take it. Darebin have got numbers around the ball. Phillips puts a tackle on. The umpire says, I'll have it. Thank you very much, ladies. So that's their first score into the breeze for Darebin. Just the minor one it was. They're on to 2-2-14 now, and they'll get the clearance. So started this third term well, which exactly what they required. They've got it inside 50, but the ball is locked up. I suspect a very low-scoring second half.
Yes.
Andy, I don't know what you're thinking.
Yeah, the conditions aren't conducive to
high
scoring.
Yeah.
Then absolutely.
The ball still bobbling around in there. Going through was Neves. He couldn't get it. Ball fed out to Kelly. Kelly's handball goes further on. Interception. Here's a chance for Darebin. Turnover inside 50. They'd love a mark here. Can't get one. The Saints have got numbers. They do well. They'll bring it out through Samantha Ryan. Goes with a long kick, using that breeze completely to advantage. It bounces inside 50. Who can keep their feet? Going through there was Greiser. Can she pick it up? Went to ground at the crucial time. Colvin pressured her, but it'll be a free kick. So, and it will come back to Greiser. Caitlin Greiser managed 2 goals already. I think 9 for the year. Is that right?
Yep, correct. Again, just holding that front spot and making the defender cause the error.
Positions her body really well over the football. Can she finish and get her third of the afternoon? Generally a pretty good kick of the football. Comes in, the kick's on its way. The Breezer's got it, but she snuck it home and she gets her third of the afternoon. And the Southern Saints kick away and get their 6th. They move to 6-5-41. Darebin 2-2-14. And that is on your Choose Tap scoreboard.
Yeah, great work kicking her 10th goal of the season. And just now 3 behind the leading goal scorer this year in Jamie Lambert from the Collingwood Football Club. And so getting her tally up a bit more on an even keel as well. 10 goals, 11 for season 2019. Just to provide some around-the-ground scores, Geelong have been victorious up against Carlton, 5-3-33 to Carlton, 4-2-26. Williamstown at three-quarter time, 3-2-20 leading NT Thunder, 1-4-10. And Hawthorn, 1-6-18 lead the Western Bulldogs, 1-2-8.
So back in the middle after that Southern Saints goal. Ball in dispute in the middle of the ground. Falcons have got some numbers. Ball comes through Honeybun. Quick kick to no one in particular. Saints have got some numbers at the fall of that footy. Almost back in the centre circles again. Here's a chance for the Saints. Ball being picked up by Kais. Swings the ball towards the attacking 50, but a good mark in these conditions. Taken there by Brooke Patterson for the Falcons. She wants to switch it to the Beach Road side of the ground. Now becomes indecisive.
Oh dear.
Ball was smothered off the boot. Here's a chance here for The Saints through Shearlaw. She lost possession of the footy, taken away by Hibbert for the Falcons. Kicks towards the left half-back flank out there for the Falcons. Ball at ground level. A lot of players fall on top of it, and the umpire will come in and ball it up. 6-5-41 plays 2-2-14. Almost 6.5 minutes played this second quarter, and that lead is to the Southern Saints.
No. Well, a tricky little ball in there. The umpire allowed it to go. Hammond took it away for Darebin. Kick was intercepted though. The Saints have got it. They can move it quickly with a kick to Thompson. It gets to Kelly Thompson now. Just got to keep her feet. She does. Picks it up well. Goes with a right boot in towards goal. Was it touched? Yes, it was. Right on the line. And through for a minor score. Good work though by Kelly Thompson. And they're starting to pepper. 6-6-42 to 2-14. And your choose tap scoreboard here at Trevor Barker Oval. Quick kick come back in for Darebin. Zagetti was there, couldn't pick it up cleanly. And the ball goes over the line. We'll have a boundary throw-in right on attacking 50 here for the Southern Saints. They are kicking with the aid of a very strong breeze this third term.
They are indeed. Very wintry conditions here at Sandringham for this round 8 VFLW clash.
Might need them.
Still an entertaining contest, despite the margin favouring the Saints. I still don't feel as though that the best footy from the Darebin Falcons has been seen yet. Here's a chance for them to go inside their 50-metre arc. They're going to clear the ball out, their defensive 50, I should say. Ball goes towards the outer side. Quick kick came from Colvin. No one can take clean possession of the footy. Colvin butters back up and gets close to the footy again with teammate Honeybun out there. She gets wrapped up in a tackle as well. Umpire calls play on, waiting for the ball to jar free. I fear it's not going to, or is it? Comes out the back. No, in fact, it is held up there in the congestion, and the umpire will now come in and ball it up again. 6-6-42, plays 2-2-14. So the margin is 24 points here at Trevor Barker Beach Oval. Round 8 action in VFLW.
Ball comes back in. Esther Honeybun gets a little quick kick out of there, but it's gone out of bounds on the full. It'll be a free kick back here to the Southern Saints. Samantha Johnson has kicked a goal this afternoon. Too far out, surely you would have to think, from 55 metres. Just goes with a long kick. Goes into the pocket, beats everybody, and will go out of bounds for a throw-in deep in the forward pocket. We've played just on 8.5 minutes here in the third term.
It's going to be a big ask for NT Thunder in the final term. Halfway through, Williamstown have kicked the only goal of the final quarter. And now lead by 12 points. NT Thunder starting the final term with 3 behinds. Williamstown kicking the only goal and lead by 2 goals. Could they get their first win of the season?
Some upsets brewing this afternoon as we'll have another ball up right at the top of the square. So, and about 20 metres out from the Southern Saints goal. Just joined us, Caitlin Greiser has managed 3 goals this afternoon. Having a wonderful season now. Is that in the back or it'll be holding the ball? It just about have been one or the other.
No free kick.
With or against Amy Silver, I thought was a possibility. Once again, they do the ruck work. Plenty players around the football. Brown gets it and then gets stripped of the football by Fairchild. Fairchild gets a little quick kick forward. Ball gets to around about 65 out from defensive goal. Darebin have got numbers. Can they maintain possession? They can't. Little quick turnover. Didn't help. Johnson puts on a great tackle. Samantha Johnson, that was a wonderful tackle from the Saints and will be rewarded with a free kick.
So they'll come straight inside their attacking 50 with the breeze here at Sandringham. Ball gets dropped through the hands there of Byrne. Out of the pack, quick kick across the face of goal came from
Voigt
for the Saints.
Sorry, it may have been Sherlaw, was it?
I think it might have been Sherlaw, actually.
Yeah, I think I was wrong.
Yeah, that's all right.
Should never interrupted in the first place.
She hasn't turned around. So a behind goes on the board there for the Saints. 6-7-43, plays 2-2-14, 10.5 played third term.
You just think Darebin need 1, maybe 2 before three-quarter time to keep themselves in this game because it's going to be hard any more than 3 goals in the final quarter.
But they will be coming home with it, which is what they'll be having in the back of their mind.
Correct.
They would definitely love one into this breeze, as the Saints were able to do in that second term. So, plenty of numbers around this football at the moment. Won't come out, and the umpire will ball it up.
And you won't they won't miss the chance at three-quarter time. And talk about their first win for the year last year, 20 points over Williamstown, trying to string two together. They know they've got it in them. They've just got to put it together for that 20 minutes of the last quarter if they're close enough.
No, ball fed out now, handball. Came over the top to McNeese. McNeese gets a clearing kick for Darebin, where had too much on it for Georgia Hammond. Kicked that amazing goal in that second term, and it'll be a free kick. We'll come back to Kelly O'Neill for the Saints. 2 kicks from goal. So, a good, very good block put on. Here's a chance for the Saints. Oh, player surely I thought was held without. It was Alison Brown. The umpire said no. Play on's a call. Quick kick comes out. Saints have got numbers though. They're just on attacking 50. Great tackle put on by the Darebin Falcons player there in Honeybun. And the umpire says it'll be a free kick, and it'll come back to Madison Wilson for Darebin.
So Wilson just on the backward edge of the centre square for the Falcons. Chips the ball wide up and finds Wolf. So kicking in this breeze, they'll just do it in these short little bursts, you'd imagine. Wolf's kick was punched away. She goes back in and buzz up again, but here's a chance for the Saints. They've got some numbers. Paddles the ball to their advantage. Over the top of the footy there was D'Amato for the Saints, but the Falcons have got some numbers. They are going to clear it away. It's going to go close to the boundary line. Oh, mark's been taken. Running back with a fly to the footy and almost lost her boot was Neves for the Saints. So Neves, really good mark with a wet ball running against the fly to the footy. Chips the ball inside, attacking 50 for the Saints. Ball just tracks towards the boundary line, and the umpire will see it. The players will see it over, and the umpire will come across and ball it in. 6-7-43 plays 2-2-14, 29 points is the margin in favour of the Southern Saints. And when you're listening to VFLW action on VFL.com.au and on SEN2.
Ball thrown back in for the Saints. Well, that ball, no one could get a clear go at the ruck. Hit out there, so umpire just calls play on. Great tackle put on there by Amy Silver. And the umpire says no prior opportunity. No, we'll do it all again.
Fourth behind of the final term to NT Thunder, but they still trail by 11 points against Williamstown.
Okay, ball goes forward here for the Saints. Great bit of work. Oh, gee, it was clever. And possibly thought that the umpire had the back, or had their back to the umpire, but didn't miss it. It was going to be a goal anyway to Phillips. That the ball will come back and it'll be a free kick to Darebin. Is that Stanton out there? Goes in short. Kick's okay. Oh, I was going to say, I thought the kick was okay for Hibbert, but made a little bit of a meal of it. Hibbert keeps composure, feeds off a handball to Wolf. Nikita Wolf gets a kick out of the danger area, albeit temporarily. Samantha Johnson kicks it back inside 50 where the ball goes over the line for a boundary throw in right forward pocket. Doing all the attacking now, 6-8-44, 2-2-14. 30 points the margin on your Choose Tap scoreboard here this afternoon. Wilson Storage, Trevor Barker Oval.
5.5 left to play in this third term. Margin 30 points, as David just said. Boundary thrown again, went over the heads of all the players, including the two rucks. Quick kick out to the centre square, came from Honeybun for the Falcons. No one could take the mark at that contest. Comes to ground, there's a whistle. Umpire's found something in amongst all of that.
It's off
He's
the
going
ball.
to give a free kick back to the Falcons for a free kick off the ball. I didn't see it, but
yeah, it's against Alison Brown. Just holding off the football.
So the Falcons now with a chance through Hicks. She's inside her defensive 50 arc. Wants to switch the ball again towards the beach side, the beach road side of the ground. Found a target, couldn't complete the mark. Ball is jarred free. The mark was not taken out there by Eloise Gardner. And Pack forms, the umpire will come in and ball it up again. 6-8 plays 2-2. 15.5 played third quarter here at Sandringham. VFLW round 8 action. Ball gets thrown up again. Here's a chance for the Saints. No one can take clean possession. They just paddle the ball to their own advantage. Out on centre wing now. Here's a chance for the Falcons. Having an area there with Stanton. So the ball stays where it was. A lot of players around the footy. We'll see a lot more of this in the next 4 minutes of this quarter and the 20 to come after that as the rain and wet weather descends on Trevor Barker Beach Oval. here this afternoon.
Tell you what, slightly different conditions last time we were here when we saw Big Maxi King go down. It was a huge crowd out, but everybody's taken shelter inside the social club or in the grandstand. Ball gets forward now for the Saints. Can they maintain the pressure? Patterson gets a little quick kick out of there for the Darebin Falcons. Wasn't good, able to keep the ball alive, and it goes over the line for a boundary throw-in. Just on 16.5 gone here in the third term. 30 points. Here's the margin for the Saints. They sit second on the ladder as we speak. As now that we've got a holding off the ball here, and it'll go the Saints' way by the look of it. It might be.
Keys, I think.
Oh, I thought it was going to be, but no, it might come back to Polly Kelly, I think it is. Yeah, Kelly doing the ruck duties this afternoon. Hasn't got a goal yet, so she'll come in from about 35 metres out. Slide angle, or pushed it right across the face of goal. In fact, hasn't scored at all in the end, so out of bounds on the full. There'll be a free kick there. Back to Darebin.
Rhiannon Watt kicking that last one towards goal.
It'll be free kick, and that will come back now to Lawson Tavan. Deep in the back pocket.
So had the Falcons got one last forward thrust in them before three-quarter time. Kick goes towards half-back for the Falcons. No one can take the mark. The handball came from Kelly O'Neill to a nest of opposition players, and they get hurried across the line for a boundary throw-in. So the margin still stays at 30 points, and that may well be as close as the Falcons get before three-quarter time. 18 minutes have been played, so 2 left on the clock. Boundary throw-in right in front of our broadcast position again. Saints have got some numbers.
This will be a Darebin free kick, I think. Again, the non-nominated person going up in the ruck.
I reckon he's going to throw it in again because it was a little askew. So the boundary umpires are coming in a good 15 metres or so from the boundary line to throw these balls in today. 18.5 played, and we're in our third quarter. The wind is taking it away again. I don't think it's all the boundary umpires' fault on these occasions. The Falcons with some numbers, tracking the ball. Blackwood was there for them. Ball at ground level again. Trying to take possession and do something for it was Sheila for the Saints. Couldn't take possession. Ball over the line. In fact, it was Dana Smith, Alison Brown, I should say, and a boundary throw. And again, in front of the grandstand here at Trevor Barker Beach Oval, 30 points the margin. Nearly 90 minutes played third quarter.
Just confirming, big upset round 8. Williamstown have broken through for their first win of the season, 4-2-26. Defeating NT Thunder 1-9-15. Every team on the board in Swiss Wellness VFL Women's this season.
Great stuff. Congratulations to the girls out there. Let's be honest though, it is certainly a day for upsets.
Especially at Downer Oval.
Ball goes in the air again. Kais tries to break through, couldn't do so. Going through there for Darebin. Looked like Jamie Stanton. Gets a kick almost towards centre wing. Now the Saints have got numbers. Just got to keep their composure. And they're good enough to get it inside 50 where they get the mark. And Kate Sherlaw takes the mark on her chest. Almost within range. Going to kick from just inside the 50. Loads it up, gives it everything. No problem was with the distance. But it's gone out of bounds on the full. Been very good this afternoon, though.
Has been for sure. Presents it well and takes her opportunities, that's for sure. As the siren sounds at the 20-minute mark of the third quarter. And as we've said numerous times, and we've been anchored on that scoreline for about 10 minutes, it's a 30-point lead that the Southern Suns take into three-quarter time. They are, should I say Southern Suns? I mean Southern Saints. 6-8-44, I might have said that a few times today. 6-8-44 the Saints to the Darebin Falcons, 2-2-14. Goal kickers to three-quarter time. Caitlin Greiser has kicked 3, 1 in each of the 3 terms played so far, and singles to Darcy Guttridge, Amy Silver and Samantha Johnson. And for the Darebin Falcons, not much has changed since we went through them at half-time. 1 apiece to Lauren Arnell and Georgia Hammond. 30 points is the margin at three-quarter time in the Swiss Wellness Round 8 VFLW clash here at Trevor Barker Beach Oval. Anthony Stanguts just wrap up things at three-quarter time for us.
Yeah, great turn by Southern Saints. I think Darebin just pushed forward and got there behind early on in the quarter, but the Saints just making the most of that breeze, pushing it forward as much as they could, and a great turn by them. Greiser leading the way for them this season, 10 goals for the year, and just providing that focal point for them up in the forward line. Around the ground scores, as we mentioned earlier on, Geelong beat Carlton 5-3-33 to Carlton 4-2-26. Williamstown have defeated NT Thunder, breaking through for their first win of the season. And in the other game that's currently being played, Hawthorn versus the Western Bulldogs, it is currently an 18-point lead the way of the Hawks. We're going to take a quick break here at Wilson Storage, Trevor Barker Beach Oval as part of Love the Game round. Just a update to the scoreboard. We'll keep an eye on the goal umpires. We'll try and... they're just looking for an update, so there's a difference in there. They're just asking the scoreboard operator to head across now. I'll just see which score that they're looking to update.
Given the conditions, I think the scoreboard operator would be pretty filthy by that request.
I think it's going to
be... out from the confines of the scoreboard into the rain.
Might be another behind, I reckon, to the Saints. That's what I'm going to predict.
6-9-45, I think. I'll wait for the official scoreboard. 6-7-44.
Yeah, that was my second guess. I was going to say, I think rather than take one off.
Gone one off.
Yeah, I think they might have put one for one at the out of bounds on the full. So
6-7-43 is the three-quarter time score. Darebin 2-2-14. We'll take a quick break and we'll be back with a big final term of action right here on VFL.com.au and also SEN2.
Nature's an amazing place. It's a perfect balancing act, thriving with life. Some of which we don't even see. Like the billions of microorganisms that help keep nature in balance. At Swiss, the quest continues.
At Totally Workwear, we kit out the brickies, the chippies, the foremen, the tradies. Did we say foremen? They're not all men, some are ladies. Yes! Work in an office, retail, healthcare, hospitality? Here's where you'll find all your workwear. Yeah, totally. Totally Workwear have got you covered with the best brands, best value and best service. Totally Workwear. Get what you want and get back to work.
For club interviews and all the news from the Hard Yakka Totally Workwear VFL and Swiss Wellness VFL Women's, don't miss the VFL Hour during the Sporting Capital with Jack Heverin, Tuesdays from 9 p.m. on 1116 SEN.
But it's your job. You'll be fine.
Mate, just because everybody seems like they're doing it doesn't actually mean that they are doing it.
Help your kids understand that betting and sport don't have to go together.
The ads don't always tell you the risks, yeah?
Before you have the talk, check lovethegame.vic.gov.au. Authorised by VRGF Melbourne.
Don't miss a moment of the Hard Yakka Totally Workwear VFL. Find SEN2 on your digital radio today for live coverage of the match of the round. The Hard Yakka Totally Workwear VFL. Live on SEN2 DAB+.
I'm a digital radio. To help explain why it's time to update your old radio, with me is my friend Digital TV.
Hi.
Where you go?
Remember when us TVs went digital?
Everyone does. Get to the point.
Suddenly, you got lots more channels for free.
Yes.
Well, it's the same with digital radio.
When you buy a digital radio, you can get all your favourite stations, plus up to 30 extra ones, playing all kinds of music, live sport and talk.
That's pretty great.
It's really great.
All you have to do is head into your nearest retailer.
Or check out digitalradioplus.com.au.
And upgrade to digital.
Your Hard Yakka Totally Workwear VFL Club needs you to show your support. Buying a VFL Club membership helps support your local team and provides great discounts and match access. The VFL gives you the chance to get in the coaches' huddle and enjoy kick-to-kick on the field, whilst kids under 15 get in free. Get involved in the VFL this season. Head to vfl.com.au/membership to find out what membership offers are available at your club in 2019.
Streaming live through VFL.com.au. This is VFL Live.
Perfect timing. The umpire holds the ball up to start the final term. Can Darebin make the most of the breeze in the final quarter? Anthony Stangett's Andrew Holmes and David Hampton to take you away for this final term out here in Love of the Game, round 8, Swiss Wellness VFL Women's. Over to you, gents.
Kelly got the first hit out. Only got as far as Smith, who was locked up in a tackle. Couldn't clear the ball out of there. So Darebin, what can they do? Coming home with the aid of a very strong breeze here. They certainly need to get some goals, and they need to get them early, you would think, Andrew, if they're to have any chance in this game.
Absolutely. They're going to need 5 at least, and then hold the Saints to not many or none in order for that to occur. Looking for their second win for the year, the Falcons. 2 on the hop, which will be good for them, but looking like they might be too far adrift in this last quarter as the last quarter gets underway. Ball in dispute at half forward here for the Falcons. For the Saints, I should say. Again, a lot of players around the footy. Just dropping the ball there was Lister for the Falcons. Umpire let it go. Ball just being burrowed forward any which way they can at the moment in these tricky conditions here at Trevor Barker Beach Oval. And on this occasion, the umpire has come in and found a free kick. It's going to go the way of the Falcons. Very slow to pick themselves up off the ground. Umpire,
well,
is there
some
sort of hold up here?
Well, they've put the ball back on the ground.
Yeah.
What's
is there a
meaning?
report?
What does that mean?
Has he pulled his notebook out? He has.
It is. It is a report. So I don't know if that's Catherine Phillips has been reported. But it was certainly unusual to see the ball.
Yeah.
The umpire said, no, put the ball, place it on the ground and just leave it there while I take some notes. So
the Saints led at quarter time by 29 points, at the half by 22, and then at three-quarter time again by 29 points, and that's where we currently sit, 43 plays 14. So now we've got some action as the Falcons kick towards centre wing but just turn the ball over ever so easily, and the mark's been taken by Melissa Keys.
Keys goes in short with a kick. That's okay, it's a good one. They maintain possession there as well. The kick goes in towards half forward. Good stuff. Mark taken out there by Alison Brown. So a couple of kicks from goal. Brown goes in short, honours the lead. That lead was by Greiser. Couldn't complete the mark. Spills to ground level. Going through was Colvin. Tries to pick it up for the Darebin side, but wasn't able to do so. We've played just on 3 minutes here in the final term. 6-7-43, 2-2-14 on your Tuesday scoreboard.
Three-quarter time, Hawthorn leading the Bulldogs by 25 points.
Every minute that ticks away is the enemy of the Darebin Falcons here this afternoon. The Saints with a 29-point lead. Ball at half forward here for the Saints, but a quick kick out of the pack from the Falcons goes towards centre wing. Tracking the ball there for the Southern Saints was O'Neill. What can she do with the footy? Got dispossessed. Ball at ground level again. There's lots of players here in the red, black and white for the Saints. Out there on the outer side, Thompson takes possession of the footy. Swings around, kicks a long ball towards centre wing. Came from half back. Falcons with some numbers in the white jumpers. Ball at the ground and Airy. Now gets socket into the path of a teammate, but she gets wrapped up in a tackle by a couple of Saints. And weather just clearing here a little bit at Trevor Barker Beach Oval. It has been wet, has been cold, has been blustery, and it still sits as a 29-point lead to the Southern Saints.
Ball comes out there for Johnson. Couldn't get it cleanly out of there. Plenty of numbers, plenty of girls around this football at the moment. Almost. Getting a kick away there was Esther Honeybun, but not before the umpire blew his whistle and said, I'll have it, thank you. Throws it in the air. And there'll probably be a free kick coming out of this shortly. Well, there you go. There's the free kick because they want to get this...
Just to break it up.
Break the congestion up, and it'll go the way of the Southern Saints to Alison Brown. Goes down the line.
Oh, good mark. No.
Almost a mark. Almost. In today's conditions, you would have thought could have been paid. player injured there for the Saints, just coming out of there. Looks like Darcy Guttridge too. Looks like in a great deal of discomfort. Umpire throws the ball aloft again. As we said, plenty of numbers around this football. Quick kick comes out of there for the Saints. Goes forward. Lucks of Fortune. Goes to Brown. Then called to play on and must be holding the ball. Advantage will be paid. Here's a chance for Darebin to go forward. The kick out there was looking for Samara David. Couldn't get it the first time. Little turnover. Handball comes to Fitzpatrick of the Saints. In trouble. Umpire nearly blew the whistle. Got it to O'Neill. O'Neill's kick goes forward. Intercepted though for the Falcons. Little kick comes forward and Honeybun takes the mark at half back.
So Esther Honeybun bangs the ball close to the attacking 50 here for the Falcons. Ball at the back. Numbers here for the Saints. In fact, there's one there for the Falcons too. She gets dispossessed of the footy. Brought to ground. Handball came from Neves for the Saints. Handballed only into congestion. And the umpire will come in and ball it up again. No change to the three-quarter time score. And we're about to tick over 6 minutes play to this final quarter. 6-7-43 plays 2-2-14. The Southern Saints lead it in this round 8 clash. Ball kicked in the middle of the ground again. Alison Brown was there for the Saints. The kick in the end came from Greiser. Towards half forward, they can run onto the footy. Here's a chance for Shearlaw. What can she do? She can just overrun the footy. Goes back. Now there's a dispute with the possession out of that congestion. Chance here for the Falcons. Overrunning the ball there was Wolf. Towards the pocket. Alison Brown again goes in and picks up the footy. Quick kick around the body on the right boot. But it's askew and too far over the line and out of bounds of the full. So a resultant free kick in front of the canteen will be taken on the last line of defence by Gabby Colvin for the Darebin Falcons.
Been good this afternoon, Colvin. Just trying to sum up the options. Which one to go? And kicks it down the line, but the ball's turned over. It's another chance here for the Saints to go forward. Little quick kick comes inside, but it's a little bit of kick to kick at the moment. The ball was taken there by Jamie Stanton. Almost 50, was held on to a long time after Stanton took the mark. Kick was okay. Finds Arnell. Already kicked the goal this afternoon. Got the opening goal for Darebin. The kick goes out wide. Phillips, I thought, took the mark for the Saints. Well, the kick almost goes backwards in the end.
It did.
Lucks a fortune. Kelly O'Neill takes the mark, moves it quickly. Couldn't find Dana Smith, who now goes back and dives on it and puts a tackle on. Darebin have got numbers around the football. Going through there with Sherlaw, couldn't take it cleanly. Darebin try and get a quick kick out of there. There are so many numbers around this football at the moment. There's got to be close to 15 players around this ball. Now they get it out, Darebin. The kick goes forward. Should be mopped up here, though, for the Saints by Neves. Neves' kick was a good one. She was looking out there for Guttridge. Been very good this afternoon. Guttridge kick goes towards half forward. Coming out there was Neves. Couldn't complete the mark. Ball heads towards the boundary line. There'll be a tackle. And does it stay alive?
No, free kick.
It'll be a free kick and it'll come back to Darebin. Another player injured down there as well.
Shoulder.
Yeah.
Just feeling towards it at the moment. Shearlaw.
So, Darebin with the kick goes towards centre wing. A little bit of kick to kick again, and Neves takes the mark.
So Neves will be looking for a option inside their attacking 50. She played on, got beset upon, had to hurry the kick in the end towards the forward pocket. There for the Saints was Vesely, and she'll see it first over the line in front of the pavilion here at Trevor Barker Beach Oval. Again, if I'm not mistaken, there's been no change to the three-quarter time score. 6-7-43 plays 2-2-14. The Southern Saints lead it.
We did actually say, Annie, didn't we, that the scoring will dry up in the second half.
That's all that's dried up.
That's all that I was going to say. That's the only part that's dried up.
Here's a chance for the Falcons. Quick kick out of the pack came from Arnell, was partially smothered. Ball didn't cover any ground at all. A lot of players in the footy. Again, tight against the boundary line. Deep in that last line defence here for the Falcons, but they've been stoic and have won the day in the end. Kick towards half-back. Here's a chance for the Saints. The kick was going to come from Thompson. Got dispossessed of the footy, had an area in the end. Now there's a chance for the Saints again to hurry the ball forward towards their really hot spot there at the top of the goal square, but the Falcons are up to it, and they clear the ball away. Now they've got some numbers. Trying to get the possession of the footy was Brooke Patterson. Couldn't take it first time or second time. Ball hits the deck. Again, now there's a whistle. Umpires found something here going the way of the Saints, I think. It is for a free kick. It's going to be taken by Kelly Thompson.
Thompson too far out to score. Looking for a lead. Finds one. The kick was okay. Didn't quite get all the way to Alison Brown. Spills off hands now. Going through was Arnell for Darebin. Tries to feed it out. Got players in support now. The kick's a good one. Goes in towards the middle of the ground. Running back, doing well there was Keeney. Keeney does well there for the Southern Saints. Handball came out over the top though for Madison Wilson of Darebin. Dives on top of the football. The umpire said play on's the call. Got it again. Tackled to ground was Arnell. They keep the ball alive. Little kick goes forward for them now. Now it's just a foot race. It's very open out here. Leading back was Kelly O'Neill for the Saints. Should be able to clear and should be able to get them out of trouble where she should find Keeney out there. Oh, Keeney was a little bit slow to get rid of the ball. Doing really well was Esther Honeybun. Fed the handball out after putting on a really good tackle. They keep the ball alive. It's just on attacking 50 here for them. And the umpire says, mine. And eventually we will have a ball up around about 55 out. We've played 11 minutes here in the final term on your Choose Tap scoreboard. 6-7-43, 2-2-14 Darebin.
Here's a chance for Darebin again if they can take clean possession of the footy. Arnell's in there. She couldn't take it. Ball at ground level again. Arnell falls on top of the footy. Free kick, I think, for in the back is going to be. So Lauren Arnell, who has kicked a goal here this afternoon. The Saints, the Falcons' 2 goals came in that second quarter. Arnell and Hammond both scoring in that second term. Arnell's kick was chopped off. Here's a chance. There's some numbers here for the Falcons. Out of the pack, a kick came towards the top of the goal square, but the Saints have been good at this all afternoon, having numbers behind the ball, and they've done it again. The kick's going to come towards the Beach Road side of the ground by Phillips. And they just hold it up and show some poise and some composure on their last line defence and through their defensive 50 arc. Thompson, quick kick. Again, finds O'Neill, who's been really, really good this afternoon for the Southern Saints. She's at half back on the Beach Road side of the ground, kicks towards centre wing. No one can take the mark, ball flies through the back. Here's a chance for the Falcons. They've got numbers at the fall of the ball. They're going to kick inside their attacking 50 again. But again, the Saints with numbers to repel. The ball was picked up by Neves. What can she do? She can kick it into the path of a teammate at half back. Here's a chance for Voigt. She couldn't take clean possession of the footy. Arnell for the Falcons. Quick kick. Trying to find a marking option for the Falcons. It comes out the back. There's some numbers here for the Saints. O'Neill is there again. She's been good. She's kicked towards half back, but only as far as a Falcon in the name of Hammond. So
Georgia Hammond shouldn't have any trouble with the distance.
Well, she's not going from her previous attempt earlier where she kicked the ball about 500 metres with a breeze. Right. So Georgia Hammond towards the Saunter end of Trevor Barker Beach Oval. What's she done? Goes across the face of goal for one behind. So that is the first score of the final term. It's come at the 13-minute mark, and it is a point to the Falcons. They go to 2-3-15. They trail by 28 points to the Southern Saints, 6-7-43.
Olsen brings it back in for the Saints. Bit of a quick turnover though. Chance for Darebin to go forward again. That might be Stanton out there. Too far out to score. Looking just to hop it up now. Well, the kick goes, well, really a little bit of a nothing kick. Goes into the, sneaks in from behind. But very easy to defend. And it's another minor score. 2-4-16, 6-7-43. Choose Tap scoreboard. Starting to hit the scoreboard, however. Ball comes in, could come straight back. Handball came over the top from Blackwood. Kick was perfectly smothered. Neves now can clear for the Southern Saints. Got runners going shotgun. Catherine Phillips picks it up. Been outstanding this afternoon, Phillips. Kick wasn't probably the greatest option. Certainly squared it up, but a turnover. And Darebin, the Falcons, can go forward again. So the kick goes in towards half forward. It beats everybody over the back. Leading in the race there was Samara David. couldn't keep the ball alive, and it goes over for a boundary throw-in. We've played 14 and 3/4 minutes here in the final term. It will be a win. Second, playing second bottom, 6-7-43, 2-4-16. Two-step scoreboard. At Wilson Storage, Trevor Barker Oval, where the ball gets thrown back into play. Rhiannon Watt was there, liked her game this afternoon as well. Comes over the back there for Munn. Courtney Munn's kick doesn't go the required distance. Umpire says play on. And that's what they try and do. Very tired legs out there now. On a heavy 10, you'd have to call it. As the ball, well, they just allowed to continue. I think all the players stopped, but the umpire hadn't. Play to the whistle. Kick goes forward. Steyert couldn't complete the mark for the Southern Saints. Darebin have got possession. Can't get it out of there, and the umpire eventually says, I'll have it. We've got just under 5 minutes remaining.
So it'll be another win to the Southern Saints. They're 6th for the season. They're 5th on the run. So consolidating their presence at the top of the ladder in the Swiss Wellness VFLW competition for 2019. Ball still at half forward. There's a free kick being picked out here that's going to go the way of the Falcons. So they're going to go inside, attacking 50 again. But again, to no one in particular, 3-on-1 contest in favour of the Saints. O'Neill was there for the Saints. In fact, it wasn't O'Neill, it was Keeney. She burrowed the ball towards the boundary line and out of play. So another boundary thrown in front of the grandstand here and in front of our broadcast position at the southern end of the ground.
Just really lacking a key target today.
Yep.
Anthony, aren't they up forward?
Yeah, they have been. And I think that with Lauren Pearce out of the team, it robs them of having Hammond as a target up in their forward line, which they've really missed. But credit to the Southern Saints defence. I think they've done a fantastic job. Thompson, Olsen, Keeney have all been great for the Saints across the afternoon.
And Greiser is a multiple goal kicker with 3. And Sherlaw really liked her game this afternoon as well. Kate Sherlaw certainly provides something. That might be a 50-metre penalty, I think.
Certainly is.
Yep. Player there, ran over the mark. Gabriel Colvin. So, she's... wasn't a double 50, I hope, was it?
It is.
I got to clear out of the zone, and here we go. This could be almost another one, I think. No, well, the kick goes forward. Now, it got to Greiser, dropped the mark. I'm not sure she was completely ready for it. It all happens in fast motion. Ball spills out the back. Darebin, almost a free kick to the Saints. Friend in the back. Now, could have gone the other way. Samantha Johnson dives on it. And the umpire says, I'll have it, thank you. It's only just inside attacking 50. 6-7-43, 2-4-16, two-step scoreboard. Just over 2 minutes remaining in this contest.
Secondary ball up.
Plenty of those.
If you're watching the live stream on vfl.com.au, you'd be thinking we're in reasonably good conditions here at Trevor Barker Beach Oval.
It doesn't do it justice, does it?
Ball in dispute at half back here for the Saints. In fact, it's for the Falcons. A long kick towards the path here of Arnell. Is she good enough to track the ball? She is. Spin around. What can she do? On her left, kicks towards the goal square. Will it bounce through? It's going to bounce anyway across the face of goal and out of play adjacent to the point post at the Sortner end of the ground.
Gee, that would have been some goal too.
Yep. And a bit of class by Lauren Arnell to trap the ball and evade a couple of opponents and tacklers and find some space and get the ball to boot, but accuracy wasn't on her side and she kicked across the face of goal. But she's been good. Did you say it was her second game back, Anthony?
Yeah, it came back a few weeks ago and was off last week, but back into the lineup again this week.
Yeah, and she's found her feet, I think, better as the game has gone on, Lauren Arnell.
Absolutely.
Here's the Saints trying to find a way out of their defensive area, their defensive 50 zone. They do so now. The kick came from Keeney, but only as far as Honeybun for the Falcons. They want to play on quickly. They can sense they might have time for one last goal here in this game, a consolation goal it will be. Here's a chance for Arnell. What can she do again? She finds the ball to boot again, but only as far as the boundary line on the full, and a boundary free kick will result. It will be taken by Bess Keeney, who we've mentioned has been pretty good this afternoon. All the defenders have been good for the Southern Saints. O'Neill and Keeney leading the charge down here.
Oh, Sherlaw went high for the ball, landed awkwardly. Couldn't complete the mark, and the umpire says, my ball. So
would have been handy, one-armed mark.
Might have hurt coming down, though. Top of the buttock. She's up and moving, which is good. Doing the ruck work there, Rhiannon Watt. There goes the siren, though. And it's a big win in the end to the Southern Saints. 6-7-43. They've defeated Darebin 2-4-16. 27-point margin in the end for the Southern Saints. So they will remain up on the top of the table. Not sure if that'll get them to top spot.
I'm just going to work out
we'll have a quick look at that. I'll quickly go through the goal scorers. Caitlin Greiser was very good for the Saints up forward with 3 goals. Singles to Guttridge, Amy Silver and Samantha Johnson. Well, for Darebin, it was Georgia Hammond with an absolute monster of a goal, which no doubt you'll see during the week. And Lauren Arnell was the other goal scorer as well. So congratulations to the Southern Saints. There's been a bit to like also with the Darebin side as well. They're not far off it, Andy.
I think they'll take something out of, I mean, they were only narrow quarter wins, but they trailed at quarter time by 29 points. They've only gone down by 27, so they made some inroads in the on the scoreboard marginally in the back 3 quarters of the game, and they won 2 quarters in their own right. They won the second quarter by 7 points, and that last quarter by 2 points. So they'll always look at positive. Sides on the bottom of the ladder don't always find too many, or near the bottom of the ladder, but they'll certainly take something away. And having some players show some form today will be enlightening for them in the debrief.
And we've had another upset today, haven't we, Anthony? So
we certainly have. We talked about the ladder. Williamstown have got themselves off the bottom of the ladder. They're now in 12th spot. They're 10% ahead of Darebin, who dropped back to bottom spot. But the Southern Saints, they're still 54% behind Collingwood. So both sitting on 6 wins for the season. But Collingwood with that 54 percentage, kind of difference between the two of them. So that brings us to a close today of our video stream clash. We're just watching the final match highlights from the clash on the screen. We'll be continuing with our SEN2 broadcast today. Stay tuned for Sandringham versus Richmond coming up very shortly. The Hard Yakka Totally Workwear VFL clash between those two teams. Next week on our VFLW video stream, we'll be heading to Box Hill City Oval, and it'll be Hawthorn versus Geelong in that clash. Looking around the grounds, and 10 minutes or halfway through the final term, and it is a 25-point lead to Hawthorn up against the Western Bulldogs in that clash. So some interesting games coming up next week in Swiss Wellness VFL Women's action. For our 2 teams today, next week, the Southern Saints and Darebin. We'll get a quick update on their games next week, and it is Southern Saints back here again next week at Wilson Storage Trevor Barker Beach Oval. They take on Williamstown, and Darebin next week have the bye. So for those Darebin supporters out there, their next game not till round 10. So a bit of a wait for Darebin supporters, and they're at home up against a tough clash, taking on NT Thunder at Preston City Oval. But NT Thunder defeated today by Williamstown. Williamstown having their first win of the season. So a great to see all teams on the board. Andrew Holmes, thank you very much for joining us today.
Thank you, Anthony. Been a pleasure.
David Hampton, thank you for joining us.
Thank you, gentlemen. Thoroughly
stream.
enjoyed it. Great game this afternoon.
It certainly was. We'll say a farewell to our video stream audience now, and we'll see you next week here on VFL.com.au.